So let's talk about this now. Now we know that we know the who, we know the why, we know the how. Let's get into that, right? So why is the client looking to buy or sell in all these different categories? So Norman, tell us a little bit about this slide.
Yeah, definitely. So I call this like the cheat sheet, right? So if you look at 1 through 4, even maybe 1 through 5, that's going to be a life cycle of someone that's going to buy a home. They're going to upgrade their home. They might want to move to another city. They might have a lot of confidence and say, hey, like, I could sell my home on my own for sale by owner. And then who knows, God forbid, knock on wood, nothing happens, but things happen, right? You get a divorce, distressed property, distressed seller, they need to sell their home. So that's kind of a life cycle. But if you really were like, hey, I'm a millennial agent, I want to work with first-time home buyers, then fantastic. Like, how could you deep dive into the micro side of that to really get to the next level? And if I was someone like, say, for instance, a William, I mean, I would go after like all the tech companies. You have LinkedIn in San Francisco, you have Facebook over in, Millenial Park. Like, how could you get on the roster as a preferred actual realtor to get actual referrals coming in as a millennial agent? And when these individuals are looking you up online, it's going to showcase like super simple, and it's going to be exactly what it is. Another thing to think about too, if like you have this list and you get more focused, like a couple notes to take is SOP, standard operating procedure, KPI, key performance indicator, and doubling down on income producing activities. A lot of real estate professionals don't think about their business like a big business. When you're working with a first-time home buyer and you repeat yourself over and over and over and over again, why not put together a standard operating procedure where you meet them for 10 to 15 minutes, you direct them to your website, you plant a Facebook pixel to retarget them so they can see your ad to keep you top of mind, and then have a standard operating procedure. You need to get pre-approved, you need to set up property alerts, and you just have it boom, 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 and have some videos. So that way, when you're sleeping at night or you're on vacation or whatever, you can be more focused and they can see that you've really dialed in your business instead of needing to talk to them, call them, text them, and think about how could you use video and how could you use this approach to get more focused, to have a standard operating procedure to look at your business as a bigger business to scale up. And then when you bring in a buyer specialist or a seller specialist or a team, here's our standard operating procedure on a silver platter. We follow this step-by-step process, and I've already seen success. Here's the data and everything that supports it. So that's something that I would really press upon all of the individuals here at the event.
I think this is phenomenal, man. I mean, I just like when you're talking, I'm reading at this and think about this. Like, okay, we want to get to first-time home buyers, but how? We're going to get through them through millennials, through renters, through couples, right? So then you take that strategy. It's like, what is my video to millennials? What are my videos to renters? What are my videos to couples, right? I remember Mark Zuckerberg was on the Senate hearing when they were talking about Facebook and all this. And a senator said to him, he goes, why is it when I go everywhere, I see chocolate when I clicked on a chocolate link? And then Mark Zuckerberg said, people don't like advertising, and they don't like advertising that doesn't pertain to them. So in regards to that, like, yeah, if you're sitting there saying, hey, a first time home buyer, like, no, I'm a renter and show me how to buy a house. I'm a, millennial that just left my mom's house. Because if you think of millennials, they seen their parents suffer during the crash, right? The baby boomers, for example, right? So Will, look at this chart here. How do you feel? Do you relate to this in regards to how you go about it as well?
I see like thousands and thousands of topics for videos.
Right? I'm like, dang, dude. Look at distressed home sellers, divorce, hardship, death. I mean, like, yeah, leasing agents, vacation, rental, executive housing. Yeah, this is like a true cheat sheet, Norman.
Yeah, no, for sure. And one thing to take in consideration, think about reverse engineering it, right? When you think about someone who's renting in an apartment complex and you think about your business as a realtor, as a big business, think about going after some of those, say, for instance, you can start small for an apartment complex, find out who the owners of the apartment complex is, see if you can build a relationship with them. They have the data points for every single person who's renting, and come up with a program to say, hey, like, we're not just going to rent you an actual place. We're going to help you actually own a home. So you're going to sign a 2-year lease with us. Williams, our millennial agent who actually is part of the process, you want to take advantage of this actual program that we have. So at the end of your 2-year lease, you potentially can go into buying a home, right? Imagine having something like that. So instead of paying Zillow or paying for leads, you're literally building a relationship with a local apartment complex to put emphasis on just going behind the scenes to build that rapport, to build that relationship, and let it work for you. Here's the standard operating procedure. Here's the program. You just present that to 5 or 6 different apartment complexes, start small, then work your way up. And if you can get to corporate and get to like, who knows how many apartment complexes, I mean, you could build a business just off of first-time homebuyers and people that are renting.